Think forward. Think Research Channel.
I started drinking when I was about 13 and a half.
I would have sips of alcohol at holidays.
When I started drinking, it was like the thing to do.
I always swore that I would never drink.
Alcoholism can affect any woman, regardless of her race or culture, regardless of whether she's rich or poor.
I used to always think I was unique because I thought, oh, I'm pretty, I'm young, I can't be an alcoholic.
I don't think, like, I'm special or anything. We all really came from the same place, and we all are just trying to stay sober.
When you take away the environment and the upbringing and the state that you live in and your income, there is no unique alcoholic. We all suffer from the same disease.
The person I am is far from unique. I'm like any other alcoholic who's trying to achieve sobriety.
Pound for pound, a woman reacts more to alcohol than a man.
I didn't want to be left out. I wanted everyone to like me as well. I wanted to be a part of this drinking crew. So.
Young girls should realize that they don't have to get involved with alcohol to be part of the crowd. They can be part of the crowd. They can be the leader of the crowd without depending on alcohol.
I didn't like the taste. It was revolting, but I loved how it made me feel. Honestly, I loved being drunk, and I didn't drink to not get drunk.
I could look back, and I would say I had started having the drinking problem. It was a problem as early as 17, 18 years of age, but I didn't see it as a problem.
When I was younger, I would drink with my friends, and I knew from the very beginning I was different. I thought back then I was cool because I could drink 3 or 4 beers. They could only drink 1 or 2, and they were already trash, and I could drink more. But if I'd have known what I'd known back then, I knew that something's up, something was wrong with me.
Research shows that genetics plays a big role in risk for alcoholism. But it's also clear that genetics isn't destiny. You can have all the risk factors and still not get into trouble with alcohol.
My father is a recovering alcoholic, and my mother can drink alcoholically. I'm not to be able to say that she is an alcoholic. That's for her to decide, but and my brothers have had drinking problems.
I want my kids to know about alcohol and what it can do to you. Especially since they're so sensitive, I'm going to say, since I'm an alcoholic. And well, actually both of their mother and their father are alcoholics, so I know that when they try it or if they even mess around with it, it's dangerous for them, and I want them to know that.
I had a lot of curiosity as growing up, also because I come from a family of alcoholics. So my curiosity also kicked in as well, as much as the peer pressure.
First, I thought it was a social way of drinking, but then later it didn't seem that social.
My father was a drinker from way back. As a matter of fact, we can trace the alcoholism back 5 generations on his side.
For many years, we've known about the effects of alcohol on men, but now research is addressing alcohol and its effects on women. So we know much more about the negative effects of alcohol on girls and women.
As I got older, my drinking just progressed. You see the teeny little shot glasses, that wasn't me, that wasn't enough. That just could not get it for me. I had to have, like a half a glass in order to feel, I wanted the full effect. I didn't want to halfway do it. The first one was always the burning feeling, but after that, it was like, it was nothing.
I had 2 bottles of wine that I finished off by myself, and on an empty stomach. Next thing I know, I wake up in a hospital in the emergency room the next day, and they're telling me that this time was really close. and because this was the 10th time in 5 months that I went in for alcohol poisoning.
I got invited to an amusement park one time, and I thought to myself, wow, do they serve beer there? You know, that's the first thing that popped in my head is, do they serve beer there? Because, you know, oh my God, how can I go there if they don't have any alcohol?
It really became terribly abusive about 8 years ago. The situation that I was in, we were drinking 18 beers every day. Without skipping a day, we would not go to functions because it interfered with our drinking.
We can't just take one drink.
I almost lost my kids when I would keep doing the leaving my kids with my mother, and she got pretty mad about that, so she called Child Protective Services on me. She told them, you know, my drinking was out of control. And we went to court, and I'm in a program right now, an outpatient program.
I had gotten arrested for trespassing, breaking and entering, possession, indecent exposure in public, drinking underage, distribution, you know, all of the above. I've been in